Hello guys, good afternoon. You are welcome to my YouTube channel, the Explicit Tutorials. As you all know, my name is Joseph or Mr. Explicit. Please, as you are watching this video, endeavor to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Now, we are still discussing evolution of chordate, phylum chordata. Alright, if you know you haven't watched the previous videos on this topic, I will advise you do so. In today's topic, we shall be treating we are going to be treating three classes: class Amphibia, class Reptilia, and class Mammalia. All right. So I've already introduced class amphibians. All right. Amphibians are called tetrapods, just as reptiles and mammals, of course. All right. Now we have the first one, class Amphibia. And the organisms found here are called amphibians. Amphibians, all right? Now, what are the characteristics of amphibians? Of course, they are tetrapods, right? They are tetrapods, animals with 4 walking legs, all right? Now, what are the features of amphibians? Amphibians. Now, they have what is called an amniotic egg. All right, this word amniotic, it means eggs without amniotic fluid. All right, now but eggs that have amniotic fluid are called what? Amniotic eggs. But the ones without it are called anamniotic eggs. Take note of that. So please, amphibians have anamniotic eggs. Take note of that. 2. Amphibians are ectoderms. Ectoderms, which means that they have a variable body temperature. Alright? That temperature varies with that of the environment. Okay, that is, if I don't, they are ectoderm poikilotherms. Alright? If I don't call them ectoderm, I can also call it poikilotherms because they are cold-blooded animals. And these organisms, they have skull. They have a skull with 2 occipital condyles. All right, they have a skull with 2 occipital condyles. Another feature of the amphibians is that they have dual life. Dual life. All right, that's why the word amphibians. All right, the word amphibian was coined from a Greek word, called amphibos. All right, amphibos, and it means what? Double lifestyle. Double lifestyle. So please, dual lifestyle, which means that they have the ability to live in water and a moist land. However, some amphibians are entirely aquatic, while some are entirely terrestrial, and some are both aquatic and terrestrial. Please take note that reproduction occurs mostly in aquatic environments. So please take note of that. Now, these guys, excretion is by mesonephric kidney. Mesonephric what? Kidney. They have mesonephric kidney for what? Excretion. Another feature of the amphibians is that they have uric acid as their major waste. That is their major nitrogenous waste. Nitrogenous waste. Uric acid as their major nitrogenous waste. Please take note of that. Then apart from that, these guys, they can respire with the use of the gills, mouth, moist, that is wet skin, of course, the lungs. Now, respiration. Now, the juvenile stage of amphibians is called tadpole, and this tadpole carry out respiration with the use of gills, and these gills are situated in the tail region. So please take note of that. Then respiration done with the use of the mouth is called buccal respiration. And it is only adult amphibians that can actually carry out buccal respiration. Now, they also have the ability to carry out respiration with the use of what? Their moist skin. Moist skin. Their skin is always kept moist or wet because there is a mucus secretory gland. This gland secretes mucus, which is a slimy substance that keeps the skin of these organisms moist or wet, which will increase the efficiency of what? Respiration. Respiration done with the use of the skin is called what? Cutaneous respiration. Then the respiration done with the use of the lungs is called what? Pulmonary respiration. Pulmonary respiration. So please take note of that. Is there another one I've not dropped? Okay. Now we have. They are also found in marine habitats. Take note of that. They are found in marine habitat, and some are also found in fresh water habitats. Take note of that. So these are the general features of class Amphibia. The organisms are amphibians. They are tetrapods. Now we now have three orders under class Amphibia. Three orders. Okay. Now we are going to be looking at the features of the orders. Very, very important. Now we have first order called order Apoda. If I don't call it order Apoda, I'll call it order Gymnophora. Gymnophora, okay? Please, this is where the Sicilians belong. Sicilians belong to order Apoda. Now, what are the features of order Apoda? Please, these amphibians are the least studied. They are the least studied amphibians, all right? They are the least studied amphibians. And two, these organisms, they have strong head. They have strong head and skull for burrowing. They have strong head and skull for burrowing. Now, if they live in the burrows, they are also called fossoria. Organisms that can burrow or that live in burrows are called fossorias. Please take note of that. Another feature possessed by these organisms is that they are found in tropical and subtropical regions of South America, Asia, and Africa. So please, they are distributed around this region, tropical and subtropical regions of South America, Asia, and Africa. Apart from that, these organisms, they also have what is called acute olfactory lobe or acute olfactory system. Now, this acute olfactory system is meant for what? Smell. This organ is meant for what? Smell. It is sensitive to what? Odor. That is not what? Olfactory. To perceive. Okay, to smell. Don't use the word perceive. Smell. To smell odor. That is, it is sensitive to smell or to odor, as the case may be. I've given us examples of amphibia, that is class, that is order Apoda Sicilians, and these are the features possessed by these guys. Please take note of that. We now have number 2. We also have order Chordata. If I don't call it order Chordata, all right, I'll call it order Urodela. Order Urodela. Please take note that fertilization in the Sicilians is internal. Is what? Internal, please. Fertilization is internal. Now, order Chordata or Urodela, why are they called chordates? Or why do they belong to this order? They are called chordates or urodeles because they possess limb. Okay, sorry. They possess tail. You therefore say they are tailed amphibians. From the word caudal vertebrae. No caudal vertebrae is found in the tail region. So they possess tail, so they are called what? Tailed amphibians. Okay, tailed amphibians. Now, salamander. Okay, fertilization is internal fertilization. Let me just give the features first. For example, fertilization is internal. And these guys, they have two pairs of limbs. Now, if they have 2 pairs of limbs, what does that tell you? It means that they have 4 limbs altogether. They have 4 limbs altogether. However, it is not all members that actually possess limbs for locomotion. Examples of chordates or urodeles are salamanders, newts, sirens, water dogs, mud puppies, and Amphibia. All right. So salamanders, newts, sirens, water dogs, mud puppies, and Amphibia are all chordates. Because they are tailed organisms. And I told you that fertilization is what? Internal. I told you that they have 2 pairs of limbs, which means they have 4 limbs altogether. However, in some of those organisms, the case is different. Please take note that in Amphibia, they have reduced limb. They have reduced or lost limbs. Some of them they have degenerated limbs or reduced limbs, as the case may be. Then the sirens, they lack limbs. That is, they lack hind limbs. We are talking of hind limbs now. That is legs. They lack legs. So please take note of that. This same sirens has reduced forelimb. The word forelimb means hand. Hand is forelimb, legs, hind limbs. So please take note that the fact that they have 2 pairs of limbs, this is not the same as the ones found in others. I said in Amphibia, all right, they have reduced or lost limbs, but in sirens, they lack limb. There is a lack in limbs, but they have reduced 4 limbs. All right. Don't forget, they are called tailed amphibians. On a general note, chordates do not have the ability to exhibit vocalization. All right, vocalization. Right? They don't have the ability to make what is called squeak sound. All right, squeaking. All right. Now, however, there is a species under the chordates that have the ability to produce sound when disturbed. Example of this organism is the Dicamptodon ensatus. All right, the Dicamptodon ensatus has the ability to produce sound. It is only the known chordates that can undergo vocalization. It produces a squeaking sound when disturbed. All right, please take note of that. The only chordate that can produce sound. Take note of that. The third order under class Amphibia is order Anura. This is where the frogs and toad belong. Alright? Frogs and toad belong to this order, order Anura. Now these organisms, they are tailless. They do not have tail. Therefore, you say they are tailless. Alright, they are tailless. They do not have tail at all. However, there's one species that has tail. This tailed anuran is called Ascaphus species. Right? It is called tailed anuran. On a broad note, anurans such as frogs and toads do not have tail, right? They are tailless. However, the Ascaphus species has tail, so you say it is a tailed anurans. And these guys, they have large forelimbs for leaping and climbing. Right? They have large forelimbs for leaping and climbing. And these guys, they can respire with the use of the mouth, skin, and lungs, right? Because they are mature amphibians. Please take note that they do not have tail. So these are the three orders of the class amphibians. All right. So I told you it is anamnotes. Yeah, I'll use the word anamnotes. Anamnotes. They are anamnotes because they produce anamnotic eggs without amniotic fluid. Take note of that. Now let us now discuss the amniotes. The amniotes. The amniotes. Now the amniotes, all right, they are divided into reptilia and synapsida. Reptilia and what? Synapsida. Now, before I start explaining reptilia or synapsida, let me give you the various. If an organism is called an amniot, all right, it means that it can produce amniotic egg, and this egg has amniotic fluid. All right, amniotic fluid, and this fluid cushions shocking and prevents mechanical injuries. All right, it prevents shocking. It cushions shocking and prevents mechanical injuries. Owing to the fact that it is a fluid, it also provides a type of what? Hydrostatic support for the developing embryo. Now, this same fluid All right. It also fights against infections. It also fights against infection, and again it also permits the easy movement of the embryo in the uterus. You know, the uterus is where this embryo is actually situated. All right, that is womb. So those are the functions of the amniotic fluid. Now, apart from the fact that the amniote have amniotic fluid, they also have what is called chorion. The chorion is actually meant for what? It's also meant for respiration. It does the work of respiration. It does the work of respiration together with the allantois. Allantois, together with the chorion, carry out the work of what? Respiration. Respiration. Take note of that. The allantois also contains waste, so which means that it's also important because it carry out excretion. It carry out the waste products of the fetus from the body into the body of the mother, and the mother on her own pass it out to the external world. So please take note of that. Albumen is also present. The albumen, which is also called egg whites, is formed outside the membrane. Is that not correct? Outside the membrane, because after the egg, after the eggshell, which is porous, you now have the egg white. This egg white, right? It also provides nutrients. It provides nutrients for the embryo, and also provides amino acids. Take note of that. You know also what is called yolk. Of course, you know what it is. The yolk doesn't function as the abdomen. The yolk provides nutrient for the developing embryo. Okay, so please take note of the functions of these mentioned parts of an amniotic egg. All right. If I had wanted to take this further, all right, I would have loved to introduce placenta and umbilical cord. You know, placenta is the embryonic membrane that joins the mother to the fetus. It does a lot of functions, while the umbilical cord joins the placenta to the fetus. All right. So I will not go into that because of time. Let's take what we have to take. So I've given us the function of these guys. All right. Now I said that amniotes are divided into reptilia and synapsida. Now, based on the nature of the skull, we have what is called anapsida, diapsida, and synapsida. Based on the nature of the skull, we have anapsida, diapsida, and synapsida. Alright, so what is the meaning of these three terms? Mammals are synapsida, right? Mammals are synapsida. Now, turtles, please, you know turtle is a reptile, is that not correct? So please, turtle, right, is an anapsida. Now, what is the meaning of anapsida? Anapsida is like having no extra opening in the cranium. All right, so if I have like this, what I've drawn now is called Anapsid. These are the normal openings found in the skull, all right, and is possessed by turtles. But recent findings have proven that the turtles are actually very similar to crocodiles, all right. Crocodiles and birds are actually diapsida, all right. They are diapsida. They are diapsida. I repeat, they are diapsida. Please take note of that. Then you now have snakes, lizards, and tuataras. All right, they are all diapsida. They are called diapsida because they have two extra openings in the skull. That is to say, I can also use this diagram to explain it. In a diapsida organism, there is two extra openings around this region. All right, two extra openings. So these are called diapsid. Okay, two extra openings. Please take note that snakes, lizards, and tuataras are all they are diapsids because they have two extra openings in their cranium or skull. And these organisms, they are classified under the lineage Lepidosus. All right, they are classified under lineage Lepidosus. We also have I've explained an Absida and diapsida. Then synapsida. Synapsida is found in mammals. That is to say that this organism has just only one extra opening. So which means I can just remove this. So this skull is possessed by a synapsid. All right, a synapsid. When there are two openings here, it becomes diapsid 2. Then anapsid, none. Ana, like none. It's not there at all. So please take note. Take note. Crocodiles and birds are all diapsid. All right, crocodiles and birds are diapsid. Please take notes of that. I believe you know that these organisms, they are reptiles. All right, which means that some reptiles are diapsid while some are anapsid. Take note of that. The mammals are synapsids. So, are we true? Okay, yes, these guys, they are categorized under a lineage called, that is, crocodiles and birds are classified under lineage or Archosaurs. All right, they were also formerly categorized into lineage dinosaur. All right, please take note of that. So lineage dinosaur archosaurs are associated with crocodiles and birds. Now, what are the functions of birds, which are aves? No, birds are also called aves. Now, of course, they have hollow bone. They have hollow bone, which permits efficient flight. All right, it permits efficient flight, and they have a well-modified feathers. They have well-modified feathers for what? Flight. All right, and their legs are also covered with what? Scales. And these scales present on their legs act as what? Insulators. All right, that's why they have the ability to perch on a naked wire without being electrocuted. Understand? So please, but when it's now like spread, it becomes a problem. They also have they are endotherms. They are endotherms slash homeotherms. All right, that is warm-blooded. 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 All amphibians have 3 heart chambers. Please, they have 3 heart chambers. 3 heart chambers. Please take note of that. They have 3 heart chambers. 3 heart chambers. But the same thing is applicable to reptiles. Reptiles have 3 heart chambers, except the crocodiles. The crocodile has 4 heart chambers, just as birds and mammals. Fishes have 2 heart chambers, 1 atrium, 1 ventricle. Alright, so please take note of that. Crocodiles, 4 heart chambers, just as mammals and birds. Reptiles and amphibians have 3 heart chambers. We've treated amphibians and the various others found on that class Amphibia. I hope it's recording. Yeah. So they are endoderms. They are also called homotherms because they have the ability to produce heat endogenously. That is endogenously. Okay. They do not depend on the heat that is being produced from the external environment, just as ectotherms. They depend on external source for heat in order for them to regulate balanced body temperature. All right. Is there another point I've not said? I think we are done. We are done. Glory be to God Almighty. All right. Glory be to God Almighty. So you can say now that under the class Reptilia, we have the Absida and what? And Absida. I told that the turtles possess they possess an abside skull. All right. However, I said that recent findings or studies have shown that they are similar to crocodiles. So, which means that in one way or the other, they also possess what? Diapside skull. All right. Please take note of that. The next one is class Mammalia. Class Mammalia. Class Mammalia. Class Mammalia. Alright, the organisms found there are called mammals. Mammals. Alright. There are 3 order of class Mammalia. We have the monotremes. Now, please, the monotremes are actually called egg-laying mammals. Egg-laying mammals. Egg-laying mammals. All right, they have the ability to produce eggs. All right, so which means that fertilization is mostly external. All right. Now, these monotremes also lack nipple. They lack nipple. They lack nipple, and which means that as soon as milk is produced, it is passed from the points of production to their fall. All right, which means that for an organism to feed on the milk produced, it's what we call lapping. The organism feed by what? Lapping, because they lack nipple. All right, they lack nipple, and these organisms also produce what is called shelled egg. Shelled egg. Shelled egg. I don't know if I said it. Please, reptiles, please take notes. Reptiles, have scaly skin. They have scaly skin. They have scaly skin, and they have a metanephric kidney for excretion, and their major nitrogenous waste is called what? Uric acid. And their egg is called a clitoic egg. But the eggs of amphibians are called anamniotic eggs, all right, because they lack amniotic fluid. So, please take notes that is there another one I've not said here? Okay, cloaca is present. Cloaca is present. Cloaca is just like anus in mammals, okay? So please, they lack nipple, they produce shelled egg, which means that feeding is based on lapping from the young ones, and they are called egg-laying mammals. Examples of monotremes are the duck-billed platypus, and it is called Ornithorhynchus anatinus. All right, the duck-billed platypus is called Ornithorhynchus anatinus. All right. You also have another member which is called spiny ant eaters. Spiny ant eater. It is called Trachyglossus aculeatus. All right. Trachyglossus aculeatus is the zoological name of the spiny ant eaters. So these are examples of monotremes, all right, which are egg-laying mammals. I believe it's clear enough. The next one is marsupial. Now, marsupial, because the organisms, they are found in a pouch. They develop in a pouch. All right. So you have to take note of that. Marsupial mammals. All right. Pouch producing mammals. Now, these mammals, they have how do I put it now? Somehow they exhibit parental care. Yeah, parental care. They exhibit parental care. Please take note of that. And they possess nipples. Take note. Examples of these organisms are kangaroos. Kangaroos are examples. Wallabies are examples. Wombats are examples. Is there another one I've not said? Prosoms are examples. So all of these are examples of marsupials. They are egg-laying mammals. So please take note of that. It is very, very important. Also take note that birds have high metabolic rates. Please take note of that. They have high metabolic rates. And the last one is called Euteria. All right, these are called the placental mammals. All right, these mammals, they lack pouch, and they have high metabolic rates, and of course they have four heart chambers. They have four heart chambers. They are endotherms. And of course they have placenta, which means that that development of young ones is actually in the fetus, not outside the body. So which means that fertilization is internal. All right, they are viviparous. It means that they do not lay eggs. They are non-egg laying mammals. All right, so what are examples of Euterians? We have the Chiloptera, which are the bats, and we have other logomorphs. That is where you have the hares, rabbits, and pikas. Yes, another example of a marsupial is the cloaca. Right, the cloaca is also an example of what? A marsupial mammal. Okay, we also have rodentia. That is where you have rats, mice, beavers, squirrels, porcupines. All of these, they belong to, okay, these are others, all right, these are subclass, all right. So you have Chiloptera, is bats, logomorphs, the hares, rabbits, and pikes. Okay, pikas, you have rodentia, rats, mice, beavers, squirrels, porcupines, all right. Another one is other primates. All right, primates. And that is where you have man. You have man here. All right. You have the great ape. You have the great apes. All right. You now have the marmosets. You have marmosets, and you have the old and new world monkeys. All of these are examples of eutherians. Please take note that the marsupials in Australia have been eliminated from the eutheria. All right. Please take note that the marsupials have been eliminated from the other eutheria, in Australia. They'll be removed from other eutheria in Australia. Please take note that during this process, radiation evolution, let me use the word, adaptation radiation and convergent evolution occurred. All right, evolution occurred. So this is the last part of the evolution of chordates. So 3 videos have been uploaded. The first video was based on 3 suborders: Urochordata, Cephalochordata, and Vertebrata. The second video was based on superclass Agnata, that is jawnless fishes, where you have the Myzini, that is hard fishes, Cephalaspidomorphi, the lampreys. Another superclass, Gnatostomata. They are called gnatostomes because they have jaw. There are different classes underneath it. They are called gnatostome because they have jaws, right? You now have two classes, chondrites, that is the cartilaginous species such as skates, sharks and rays, and you now also have the ostroptes, the bony fishes. I also gave you actinopterygii. These are called the ray-finned fishes. You also have another called Actinicia. Actinicia are called lobe or finned fishes. You now have class Dipnoi. They are called long fishes. So please, if you know you haven't watched these videos, please endeavor to do so, all right? Because by watching these videos and doing your personal studies, you are good to go. Thanks for watching. Don't have a wonderful day. Please do not just watch and leave. Endeavor to subscribe. Bye for now.